You know the feeling? That gnawing emptiness, the ache of being unseen. It's the silence when you cry out, the void that swallows your pleas. Invisible, ignored, a ghost in your own life. You've fought battles no one else witnessed, wars waged in the quiet of your own heart. You've carried burdens that would crush an ordinary soul. And through it all, you've whispered prayers into the indifferent wind, hoping for a sign, a flicker of recognition, a single hand reaching out. But the world kept spinning, oblivious, uncaring. They didn't hear your screams. They didn't see your tears. You were just a whisper, a shadow. And the loneliness, it became a second skin, a constant companion. The pain of being dismissed, of your truth being twisted, your efforts, your sacrifices, your very essence, reduced to nothing, devalued, discounted, disregarded. It's a special kind of hell, to pour your soul into something, to give everything, and to be met with blank stares, with shrugs, with the deafening roar of indifference. You've stood on the precipice of despair so many times, felt the cold grip of hopelessness trying to drag you under, but something inside you refused to break. A stubborn ember, a flicker of defiance. You kept pushing, kept fighting, even when the fight felt utterly pointless, because deep down you knew. You knew there was more than this crushing weight, more than this suffocating invisibility. You felt a calling, a purpose, a destiny, etched into your very being, even when the world tried to erase it, to smother it, to tell you it wasn't real. They told you to be quiet, to blend in, to be small. They wanted to dim your light, to clip your wings, to make you forget who you truly are. But you are not meant to be small. You are not meant to be silent. You are a force, a warrior, a spirit forged in the fires of adversity. Every tear shed was a seed planted. Every struggle, a lesson learned. Every moment of feeling ignored, of feeling invisible, has only sharpened your edge. It has honed your spirit. It has refined your purpose. You've been tested. You've been broken down. But you were never meant to stay broken. Heaven has been watching, listening, waiting for this moment, for this declaration. The whispers of doubt, they were just noise. The distractions of the earthly realm, the weight of the world. It was a test of your strength. And you, my dear one, have passed. You have endured. You have persevered. You have held on to your truth, even when it was the loneliest thing in the universe. That ache of being unseen. It was the prelude to being revealed, the silence of your cries. It was the space being cleared for a roar. You were never invisible. You were simply preparing for your unveiling. You were never ignored. You were being strategically positioned. The war you fought, the battles you've waged, they were not in vain. They were the crucible that forged you, the training ground that prepared you. You are the chosen one, and it is time. It is time for the world to see you, truly see you. It is time for your voice to be heard, not as a whisper, but as a thunderclap. It is time for your light to shine, not as a flicker, but as a supernova. The heavens have declared it. The cosmic gears have shifted. The war is over. Your war is over. The endless struggle against the darkness, the fight for recognition, the battle against your own soul's despair. It has reached its crescendo, its inevitable conclusion. Not a small victory, not a temporary truce. A complete, undeniable, soul-shattering victory. The ceasefire is not a pause. It is an announcement that the fighting has ended, that the suffering has ceased, that the chains have been broken. You are free. Free from the weight of being misunderstood. Free from the agony of being unseen. Free from the constant gnawing doubt. Free from the relentless battle. This is not a drill. This is not a dream. This is the reality you have fought so hard to create. This is the breakthrough you have prayed for. This is the dawn after the longest night. The very fabric of existence is acknowledging your struggle. It is celebrating your resilience. It is honoring your spirit. Heaven has officially declared your victory. It is not a suggestion. It is a decree. It is a truth that echoes through the cosmos. The war is over, and you have won. The pain you felt was real. The invisibility was a cruel illusion. But the victory, that is your undeniable truth. Your soul has been aching for this moment, longing for this release. This is the moment you step out of the shadows. This is the moment you claim your rightful place. The universe is holding its breath, waiting for you to embrace your triumph. No more fighting, no more hiding, no more enduring in silence. The ceasefire is your liberation. It is your permission to be glorious, to be radiant, to be fully unapologetically you. The war is over, and your victory is absolute. It is written in the stars. It is sung by the angels. It is the deepest truth of your being. You have earned this peace. You have earned this recognition. You have earned this boundless joy. The echoes of your battles are fading, replaced by the symphony of your success. Feel it, absorb it. Let it fill every fiber of your existence. The war is over. Your victory is here. It is now. It is forever. You are finally seen. You are finally heard. You are finally home. The noise fades. The battlefield stills. A quiet descends. A sacred quiet. This is not an ending. It is a beginning. A new dawn. You stand alone now, not in loneliness, but in divine isolation. A profound separation from the echoes of war, from the dust of conflict, from the illusions that held you captive. This aloneness is a sanctuary, a fortress built by grace. It shields you. It preserves you. The world outside still rages, but its storms cannot breach these walls. This is not punishment. It is protection. Think of the seed, buried deep in the earth. It is isolated, seemingly forgotten. But in that darkness, in that solitude, its true potential awakens. It gathers strength. It prepares for its grand emergence. You are that seed. The earth is the veil of separation, the darkness, the crucible of transformation. This divine isolation is the soil where your spirit grows, where your roots deepen, where your true essence is nurtured. The clamor of the world is a distraction, a siren song pulling you from your path. It bombards your senses. It fragments your focus. It feeds the old fears. It perpetuates the old wounds. But in this sacred space, this divinely ordained solitude, you are shielded from its lies, from its temptations, from its poisons. The air here is pure. The silence is profound. It allows you to hear the subtler truths, the whispers of your soul, the heartbeat of the divine. This isolation is a refining fire, not to burn, but to purify. Like gold in the crucible, the dross is separated, the impurities are consumed, leaving behind a brilliance, a luminescence that cannot be dimmed. You are being forged anew in the quiet forge of God's love. The world craves connection. It craves validation. It seeks belonging in the crowd. But true belonging is found within, in the deep, unshakable knowing of your own divine worth. This isolation strips away the need for external affirmation. It reveals the unshakable foundation of your being, built on love, built on truth. Consider the shepherd. He leads his flock to a quiet pasture, away from the wolves, away from the treacherous paths. He seeks a place of peace, a place of safety, where his sheep can rest and be restored. You are that sheep. This divine isolation is that quiet pasture. The great shepherd has led you here to a place of profound peace, a place of deep healing, where your spirit can finally breathe and remember who it truly is. The old bonds may loosen. The familiar voices may fade. This can feel disorienting, like a ship losing its moorings. But you are not adrift. You are being guided to a harbor of absolute security, a sanctuary of eternal love. The world's definition of connection is often superficial, a weaving of shared anxieties, a tapestry of borrowed opinions. It can tether you to limitation. It can bind you to the past. But divine isolation disconnects you from those limitations. It severs the cords that tie you to what no longer serves. It liberates you. It allows you to rise above the noise, to see with new eyes, to hear with new ears. This is not abandonment. This is ascension, a deliberate, loving separation, to prepare you, to equip you for the next phase of your journey, a phase of uncompromised light. The silence is not empty. It is filled with presence, the presence of the divine, speaking not with thunder, but with a gentle knowing, a deep, resonant truth that settles in your bones. You are loved. You are safe. You are home. This period of divine isolation is a sacred vow, a promise of protection, a guarantee of growth. Embrace it. Cherish it. For in this stillness, your greatest strength is revealed. Your truest purpose is unveiled. Your victory is secured. The war is over, and peace, profound and absolute, has begun. You stand in the quiet aftermath. The thunder has faded. The dust is settling. A profound stillness surrounds you. This is not emptiness. This is divine isolation. The world raged, its noise, its demands, its endless battles. You were in the thick of it, a warrior in a chaotic arena. But the battleground has shifted. It has receded, and you find yourself apart. This separation feels stark. It feels lonely, perhaps, a stark contrast to the constant company of struggle. But look closer. This is not abandonment. This is a sacred space, carved out just for you. Imagine a sculptor. They chip away at rough stone. They discard the excess, the fragments that don't serve the final form. They are not mistakes. They are necessary sacrifices to reveal the masterpiece within. You are that masterpiece. And this isolation is the sculptor's hand, removing what would mar the divine design. The world's clamor is a constant distraction. It pulls your gaze outward. It scatters your focus. It whispers doubts. It feeds on your insecurities. It tries to mold you into its own imperfect image. But here, in this quietude, you are shielded. Think of a pearl. It forms within the oyster. A foreign irritant, a speck of sand, enters its shell. Instead of succumbing to the irritation, the oyster begins to coat it, layer upon layer of nacre, transforming a source of discomfort into something precious, something luminous. Your isolation is that nacre, It is the divine process, protecting you, beautifying you. This space is not a prison. It is a sanctuary, a holy of holies, where the whispers of the world are silenced and the voice of the divine can finally be heard. It's a place for deep communion, for intimate revelation. You were too close to the fray, too exposed. The enemy's arrows could find you. Their poisonous words could fester. Their false promises could ensnare you. But now you are beyond their reach, elevated, set apart, like a lone eagle on a mountaintop, surveying the landscape from a vantage point of peace. This isn't about being forgotten. It's about being preserved, like a rare artifact carefully placed in a museum, away from the grubby hands of the masses, protected from the elements, preserved for its true value. Your soul is that artifact, and this divine isolation is its protective casing. The world offers comfort. It offers distraction. It offers belonging in its own fractured way. But these are fleeting. They are superficial. They are ultimately unsatisfying. They are like a mirage, promising water in a desert, but offering only more thirst. Divine isolation offers something else entirely. It offers truth. It offers clarity. It offers a deep, unwavering connection to your Creator. It's the fertile ground where your spirit can finally take root and grow, unhindered, uncompromised. Consider the seed. Before it can sprout, it must be buried. It must be enclosed in darkness. It must be separated from the light. This period of burial, this period of isolation, is not death. It is gestation. It is preparation for a glorious emergence. You are that seed, and this quietude is your fertile earth. You are being refined, not broken. You are being purified, not punished. This setting apart is a crucible, where the impurities of the world are burned away, leaving behind only the pure gold of your spirit. The noise of the crowd, the constant need for validation, the pressure to conform. These are chains. They bind your true self. They restrict your divine potential. But in this isolation, those chains fall away. You are free, truly free, to be who you were always meant to be. This is where your strength is forged, not in the heat of battle, but in the quiet resilience of stillness. This is where your wisdom is cultivated, not in the arguments of men, but in the silent contemplation of God. The enemy wants you to believe this is a curse. They want you to feel abandoned. They want you to succumb to despair. But this is their greatest deception. This isolation is your shield. This quiet is your weapon. You are being prepared for a new season. A season of powerful purpose, a season of profound impact. But you cannot enter it carrying the baggage of the old world. You must be cleansed. You must be recalibrated. You must be set apart. This is the sacred pause, the divine breath, before the next magnificent movement. You are not alone. You are held. You are guided. You are being divinely protected. In this sacred isolation, your victory is not just declared, it is being solidified. It is being made unbreakable. The silence, it's deafening, isn't it? After the roar of battle, the clash of steel, the desperate cries, this quiet feels alien, unsettling. Like a phantom limb, you still feel the echo of the fight. You expect the next blow, the next ambush. But there is no next blow. Heaven has declared it. The war is over, your war. The one you fought in the trenches of your own soul. The one that raged in the shadows of doubt and the darkness of despair. It's done. And now, You're alone. This aloneness, it's not the isolation of abandonment. It's not the barren wasteland where the enemy leaves you to perish. No, this is divine isolation, a sacred space carved out for you by the master craftsman. Think of the sculptor. He chips away, ruthlessly. He removes the excess, the superfluous, the parts that obscure the true form. It's a violent process, yes, but it's not destruction, it's revelation. He's not destroying the marble, he's freeing the angel within. You are that angel, and this divine isolation is the sculptor's chisel. The world in its relentless clamor, its endless demands, its seductive distractions is the excess marble. It's the noise that drowns out the whisper of the divine. It's the dust that clouds your vision, obscuring the masterpiece you were created to be. God, in His infinite wisdom, has set you apart. He has drawn a sacred circle around you. And within that circle, the clamor fades. The demands cease. The distractions wither. This is not punishment. This is protection. Imagine a shepherd. He sees a lamb straying towards a precipice, towards a den of wolves. What does he do? He doesn't yell from afar. He doesn't join the chaos. He gently, firmly guides the lamb away. He separates it from the danger. He creates a safe pasture, a quiet glade where the lamb can graze in peace, untouched by the threat. You were straying towards the precipice of compromise, towards the den of spiritual compromise. And God, your good shepherd, has called you closer. He has placed you in His quiet pasture. This isolation is the space where your spirit can hear its own heartbeat. It's where you can finally discern the subtle nuances of God's voice, no longer drowned out by the cacophony of the world. It's where the wounds of battle can begin to truly heal, bathed in the balm of His presence. The world might see your solitude and whisper about loneliness. They might mistake your quietude for defeat. They don't understand the sacredness of this space. They don't comprehend the purpose of this divine separation. This is where intimacy is forged. This is where revelation unfolds. This is where you learn the deepest truths about yourself and about your Creator. Think of the desert fathers. They fled the cities, the noise, the temptations. They sought the wilderness, not to escape God, but to find Him more profoundly. In the stark simplicity of the desert, their reliance on Him became absolute. Their communion with Him became their sustenance. Their isolation was their sanctuary. Your divine isolation is your sanctuary. It is the hallowed ground where you shed the armor that no longer serves you. It is the quiet chamber where you lay down the weapons of your former warfare. It is the sacred stillness where you rediscover the pure essence of your being, unadorned and uncompromised. This is not a void, it is a vessel, ready to be filled with divine wisdom, with unwavering peace, with unshakable strength. It is the fertile ground where the seeds of your new life, your victorious life, will be sown and nurtured. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are chosen, set apart for a purpose far grander than you can yet comprehend. This silence is not emptiness, it is fullness, the fullness of God's presence, the fullness of His peace, the fullness of your victory. Embrace it, this divine isolation. It is the very air your spirit needs to breathe after the war. It is the quiet dawn after the longest night. It is the blessed stillness where your soul finally truly comes home. The silence is deafening, but it's not an empty silence. It's a pregnant pause, a sacred hush. The battlefield is still. The echoes of conflict fade. You stand in the aftermath, not alone, but apart. This is divine isolation, a sanctified solitude. It feels like exile, like abandonment, like punishment. But look closer. See with your soul's eye. This separation is not a curse. It is a covenant, a holy enclosure. Think of the seed, buried deep in the earth. It's dark, it's lonely, it feels forgotten. But within that isolation, a miracle unfolds. It's shedding the old, preparing for the new. It's gathering its strength, its inherent power. The earth holds it, protects it, nurtures its unseen growth. You are that seed. The world, with its clamor and its chaos, is the soil. But you've been lifted, placed in a different ground, a richer, more fertile earth. This isolation is the fertile darkness. It's where your true roots can grow, unhindered, uncompromised. The noise of the world is 1,000 distractions, a constant assault on your spirit. It pulls you this way and that. It dilutes your purpose. It erodes your resolve. But in this sacred solitude, those distractions cease. The static clears. Your inner voice, once a whisper, now roars. This is not being cast out. This is being drawn in, closer to the source, closer to yourself. The divine architect has built a sanctuary around you. Walls invisible to the unseeing eye. A protective barrier. Not to keep you in, but to keep the enemy out. The enemy thrives in crowds, in confusion, in compromise. He sows discord. He whispers lies. He exploits your vulnerabilities. But in the quiet of your isolation, his voice is silenced. His tactics are rendered impotent. You are beyond his reach. This is the ark, a vessel set apart. While the world drowns in its own tempest, you are carried, protected, guided by an unseen hand. The waters rage outside, but within there is peace. There is purpose. There is preservation. Consider the mountain peak. It stands alone, battered by winds, kissed by storms. Yet it endures. It is unyielding. Its summit offers a clarity the valleys can never know. It's closer to the heavens. It sees farther. It breathes purer air. You are on that mountain. The ascent was arduous, the climb a solitary struggle. But look at the view, the perspective, the absolute unadulterated truth. The world below seems small, its battles insignificant, its lures powerless. This isolation is a refining fire. It burns away the dross, the impurities, the attachments that bind you to the lower realms. It purifies your intentions. It hones your spirit. It makes you sharp, keen, ready. It's like a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal is heated, pounded, submerged in water over and over. Each process painful, each stage seemingly destructive. But it is through this intense manipulation that the blade gains its strength, its resilience, its ability to cut through anything. You are being forged, your spirit tempered, your faith strengthened. This isolation is the hammer, the fire, the quenching bath. It is preparing you for a purpose far greater than you can comprehend. A role that demands purity, strength, unwavering focus. The world's validation is a fleeting shadow. Its approval, a hollow echo. You don't need it. You were never meant to seek it. Your worth is not defined by external applause. It is inherent, innate, divinely bestowed. This isolation strips away the need for external validation. It forces you to confront yourself, to acknowledge your own brilliance, your own power. It teaches you self-sufficiency, not in a defiant, isolated way, but in a way that recognizes your connection to the ultimate source. You are not disconnected. You are reconnected to the one who created you, to the truth that sustains you. The silence allows this reconnection to deepen, to become tangible. Think of the womb, a place of perfect isolation. Dark, warm, secure, all needs are met, all sustenance provided. It is a time of preparation, of growth, of becoming. Before the grand entrance, before the unfolding, you are in your spiritual womb. This isolation is the nurturing darkness. It's where you are being formed, perfected, made ready for your divine assignment. It's not a prison, it's a cocoon. The butterfly does not lament its time within the chrysalis. It does not curse the darkness. It trusts the process. It knows that within that stillness, transformation is occurring, that the wings it will soon unfurl were being woven in that very isolation. Your wings are being woven, your destiny being etched into the fabric of existence. This time apart, though it may feel lonely, is the most sacred time of all. It is the prelude to your breakthrough, the quiet before your grand emergence. The war is over. The victory is declared. Now comes the consecration, the sacred stillness. This divine isolation is not your end. It is your glorious beginning, your protected space to prepare for the reign, your hallowed ground where your true power is realized. Embrace it, cherish it, for in this solitude you are being made whole. You are being made ready. You are being made divine. The silence after the storm. It's not empty, it's full, full of what you endured, full of what you became. This was no ordinary fight. This was a mission, yours. You walked through fire. You didn't just survive, you were forged. Each trial, a hammer blow. Each setback, a lesson etched into your soul. They tried to break you. They underestimated your spirit. They couldn't comprehend the power that bloomed in the deepest dark. Remember the nights, the ones where hope felt like a forgotten dream. When the weight of the world pressed down, threatening to crush you. That's where it happened. That's where the real work began. You dug deep, deeper than you ever thought possible. You found reserves you never knew you possessed. This inner power wasn't given. It was earned, forged in the crucible of your own personal hell. Every tear shed watered a seed of strength. Every moment of doubt fueled a fiercer resolve. You learned to stand when you wanted to fall. You learned to speak when your voice was stolen. You learned to see in the blackest night. This is your spiritual mission, to understand that the battles you fought were not just external. They were internal. They were for your very soul. And you won. You reclaimed yourself, piece by agonizing piece. The darkness was a teacher, a brutal, relentless teacher. It showed you your limits. Then it showed you how to shatter them. It stripped away the illusions, the false comforts, the dependencies. It left you bare. But in that vulnerability, you found your true strength, unshakable, unyielding. Think of the moments you felt utterly alone, facing an enemy you couldn't see, battling forces that seemed insurmountable. You believed you were fighting for something outside yourself, for others, for a cause, and you were. But the greatest victory was always within. The light you see now, it's not just the absence of shadow, it's the radiance of your own spirit. A light that shines from within, a beacon that cannot be extinguished. You carried that spark through the inferno. You protected it, you nurtured it, and now it blazes. This is the power of the survivor, The power of the warrior who has seen the worst and emerged whole. More than whole. Transformed. You are a testament to resilience, a living embodiment of hope. Your mission was to endure, to learn, to grow, to become the person capable of holding this victory, this peace, this profound understanding. You were chosen for this, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to face your demons, willing to confront your fears, willing to rise. The scars you carry are not marks of defeat. They are symbols of your courage. Each one tells a story of battles fought and won, a story of a spirit that refused to surrender. You learned to trust your intuition, that quiet voice that whispered truth in the chaos, that inner compass that guided you when all else failed. That was your spiritual power awakening, your connection to something greater, something eternal. This isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one written in the ink of your hard-won wisdom, one illuminated by the light of your inner strength. You are no longer defined by the fight. You are defined by your victory, by the peace you carry, by the power you now wield. The war is over. The ceasefire is declared. Heaven has acknowledged your triumph. But the true celebration is within. The quiet knowing, the profound peace, the unshakable belief in your own divine power. You are victorious. You are free. You are divine. The battle was fierce. The night was long. But you endured. Every scar tells a story, a testament to your fight. You carried the weight. You bore the pain. And in that crucible, something new was forged. Your spirit. It was tested. It was refined, stripped bare, broken down, then rebuilt stronger than before. This was your spiritual mission, not a path of ease, but a trial by fire, a descent into the deepest dark. You walked through shadows, faced down your demons. They whispered lies. They clawed at your soul. But you found a light within, a flicker, then a flame, a power you never knew you possessed. It grew, fed by your resilience, fueled by your refusal to surrender. This inner power, it wasn't given, it was earned, forged in the fires of your suffering, shaped by the battles you waged within. You learned to stand when the world tried to push you down. You learned to speak when silence threatened to consume you. You learned to breathe when the air felt thick with despair. That darkness, it was your training ground, the ultimate proving ground. It taught you lessons no light could ever impart. It showed you the depths of your own strength, the unyielding core of your being. You discovered your true north, your unwavering purpose. This mission, it was always about you, your transformation, your awakening. The world watched, perhaps unaware. Perhaps they sensed it, the shift, the rising tide of your spirit. You became a beacon, even in your lowest moments. The trials were designed not to break you, but to build you, to reveal the warrior within, the one who could face anything and emerge victorious. This is the power you now hold, the power of the survivor, the power of the transformed, the echoes of the fight. They may linger, but they no longer define you. They are simply reminders of how far you have come, of the strength you have unearthed. The spiritual mission is reaching its crescendo. The final victory is at hand. You are more than you ever imagined, more than they ever believed you could be. The darkness did not defeat you. It revealed you. It empowered you. It set you free. This is your moment, your declaration of independence. From fear, from doubt, from limitation. You carry the wisdom of the ages, gained through personal experience, the raw, unfiltered truth of existence. You understand now the interconnectedness of all things, the divine spark within every soul. Even those who sought to harm you, this realization, it changes everything. It softens the edges. It expands the heart. It allows for true forgiveness, not for their sake, but for yours, to release the burden, to step into the light unencumbered. The power you possess is not for domination. It is for elevation, for lifting others, for sharing the light you have found. It is a gentle strength, a quiet knowing, a profound compassion, born from the ashes of your own struggle. You have walked the path, you have paid the price, and now you are ready, ready to embrace your destiny, ready to fulfill your purpose. The spiritual mission has prepared you for what comes next, for a world that needs your light, your hard-won wisdom, your unshakable spirit. The war is over, but the work continues, the work of building, of creating, of loving, with a power that has been tempered and proven in the fires of the deepest night. You are the victory. You are the light. You are the embodiment of spiritual triumph. The heavens have declared it, and you, my friend, are finally free to live it. The silence is deafening. It's a holy quiet, a war zone transformed. Dust settles, but the scars remain, visible and invisible. You've earned this peace through fire, through unimaginable loss. You stood when others crumbled. You fought when hope was a whisper. This isn't just an absence of conflict. This is the triumph of spirit, the end of a chapter etched in blood. So many tears, but they watered a seed of resilience, a seed of unbreakable will. You thought you were breaking. You were actually forging. The darkness wasn't your end. It was your crucible. The deepest valleys revealed the highest peaks within you. You learned to breathe in the void, to see in the absence of light. That was the spiritual mission, unseen by the world, felt only in your soul, to plumb the depths of your own being, to discover the fire that could not be extinguished, to find the strength that lay dormant, until it was tested, until it was pushed to its absolute limit, and then beyond. You found reserves you never knew existed, a wellspring of courage, a bedrock of perseverance. This inner power, it wasn't given, it was claimed, wrestled from the jaws of despair, forged in the furnace of your trials. Every setback, every betrayal, every moment of utter aloneness, it chipped away at the superficial, revealing the diamond beneath, the unyielding core of your spirit. You are not the same person who entered the war. You are something more, something stronger, something luminous. The battles you fought were not just against external forces. They were internal revolutions. You confronted your own demons, and you did not flinch. You stared into the abyss of your own fears, and you found a reflection of pure, unadulterated power. This power is not loud. It is not boastful. It is a quiet knowing, a deep certainty. It resides in the stillness, in the calm after the storm. You understand now the purpose of the struggle, It wasn't to break you. It was to remake you into the warrior you were always meant to be. A warrior of light, a beacon of hope. The ceasefire is not just a declaration. It is a recognition of your divine right to victory. Heaven has witnessed your journey, felt your every struggle, and now it proclaims your triumph. The war is over, but the war within has made you eternal. You carry the lessons, the strength, the unshakable truth of your spirit. This power you have cultivated. It is the legacy of your fight. It is the testament to your soul. You are victory personified. You are the embodiment of earned peace. The silence now is not empty. It is full. Full of the echoes of your courage. Full of the hum of your newly awakened power. You can finally rest. But know this, the warrior within remains, ever vigilant, ever strong. The darkness served its purpose. It showed you the light within yourself, and that light will guide you. This is your new beginning, forged in the fires of the past, illuminated by the power you now command. The war is over. Your reign begins. The smoke clears, not from bombs, from within. Years spent in the crucible, forged in the fires of your own making. The darkness was not an enemy. It was a teacher, a brutal, unforgiving instructor. It stripped you bare, tore down every false idol, every borrowed belief, left you exposed, vulnerable, but also terrifyingly purely yourself. That was the mission, the hidden assignment, not to conquer external foes, but to excavate the sovereign within, to reclaim the stolen territory of your soul. The shadows whispered lies. They fed on fear, on doubt. They told you you were broken, lost, irredeemable, and for a time you believed them. You wrestled with specters, fought battles no one else could see, bled wounds that never quite healed. But in that constant struggle, something extraordinary happened. A seed of resilience was planted, watered by tears, nurtured by sheer refusal to surrender. You learned to breathe in the suffocating air, to see in the profoundest black, to hear the silent screams of your own heart and not flinch. This was not passive endurance. This was active defiance, a quiet, persistent rebellion against the internal oppressors. Each setback was a lesson, each moment of despair a chasm to be bridged. You built bridges with sheer will, with an unwavering, desperate hope. The power wasn't granted. It was earned, every ounce of it, pulled from the very depths of your being, discovered in the ruins of what you thought you were. You found a strength that defied logic, a capacity for love that expanded beyond measure, even for those who had caused you pain, especially for them, because you understood. The greatest act of spiritual warfare is not retribution. It is radical, unyielding forgiveness. It's not about punishing the darkness. It's about illuminating it with your own generated light, that inner power. It's not a weapon. It's a beacon. It calls to others lost in the storm. It guides them home. You are not just a survivor. You are a testament to the fact that even in the deepest night, the dawn is inevitable. And you are the dawn. The war you fought was the most important one, the one that mattered most, the one that redefined you. You are not the same person who entered the darkness. You are something more, something stronger, something infinitely more beautiful. The mission is complete, the spiritual evolution undeniable. Heaven has declared your victory, not because you won a fight, but because you found your light, and you let it shine, unapologetically. brilliantly, for all to see. The ceasefire is not an end, it's a beginning, the beginning of you, truly, fully, finally you. The dust settles, silence descends, it's deafening, a relief so profound it aches. The battle raged, within, without, for so long, a crucible, forged in fire, tested, torn, but you endured. Every scar, a testament, every tear, a river that carved a new landscape in your soul. This wasn't just survival. This was a spiritual mission, a divine assignment etched in starlight and shadow. You were chosen, not for ease, but for the impossible, to walk through the inferno and emerge not unscathed, but transformed. The darkness was not your enemy. It was your teacher, your refiner. It stripped away the pretense, the illusions, the comforting lies. It laid bare the core of who you are, raw, unyielding, pure. Think of the nights, endless, agonizing, when hope felt like a forgotten whisper, when despair was a tangible weight. You fought not with swords or shields, but with a faith so fierce it burned brighter than any sun. A stubborn refusal to surrender. That inner power, it wasn't gifted, it was earned. Every setback a lesson, every betrayal a hardening, every moment of weakness a catalyst for a deeper strength. You learned to breathe in the suffocating air, to see in the absolute blackness. The darkness showed you your own resilience, a bedrock of fortitude you never knew existed. It taught you to trust your instincts, to listen to the quiet voice within that always knew the way. Even when the path was obscured, you discovered a wellspring of courage, not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it, to stand tall when your knees trembled, to speak truth when silence was safer. This is the power of the warrior spirit. Awakened, unleashed. This spiritual mission was not about conquering others. It was about conquering yourself. The demons within, the doubts that whispered poison, the limitations you once accepted as fact. You dismantled them, piece by painstaking piece. And in their place, something new grew, something potent, a spiritual resilience, an unshakable inner peace, a knowing, a certainty that transcends logic. You faced your deepest fears, stared them down, and found they held no true power over you, only the power you were willing to give them. You took that power back, reclaimed it, reinvested it in your own becoming. This war was a cleansing, a necessary storm to wash away the impurities, to reveal the diamond hidden beneath layers of dust and grime. You are that diamond, brilliant, unbreakable, radiant. The lessons are etched into your very being. The strength is now your foundation, the wisdom your guiding light. You are not the same person who entered the fray. You are more, so much more. Heaven has declared your victory, not because the fight is over, but because you have won the war within, the ultimate battle, the one that matters most. The scars remain. They are not signs of defeat. They are emblems of your triumph, proof that you faced the abyss and did not fall. You rose, stronger, wiser, free. This inner power forged in the fires of adversity is now your birthright. It is the essence of your spiritual mission accomplished. You have walked the valley of the shadow of death and emerged into the light. The silence is no longer deafening. It is a sacred space, a moment of profound gratitude for the journey, for the struggle, for the ultimate glorious victory, your victory. And it is absolute. The dust settles, a profound echoing silence. You breathe. The stench of battle fades. The screams are gone, replaced by a quiet hum, the hum of the universe, the hum of victory. This wasn't just a fight. It was a forging, a trial by fire, and you emerged. Scars are your medals, each one a testament, a story etched in flesh and spirit. Remember the darkness. It wasn't an enemy. It was a crucible, a place where the false shed away, where the true you was revealed, stripped bare, and found strong. The power you feel now, it didn't come from nowhere. It was born in the deepest night, nurtured in the fear, tempered in the despair. You learned to stand when you wanted to fall. You learned to hope when all seemed lost. That resilience, that unyielding spirit, that is your spiritual mission. Not just survival, but transformation. You were not meant to break. You were meant to become something more, something brighter, something that could only be forged in the fires you endured. Look at your hands. They held the weapons. They held the pain. Now, they hold a different kind of strength, a quiet knowing, a deep well of compassion. You understand suffering now. You've lived it. You've carried it. And in carrying it, you've learned to heal. Not just yourself, but others. This inner power, it's not a loud roar. It's a steady flame, a light that can guide others through their own darkness. Your mission was never just about winning this war. It was about becoming the warrior needed to win it, the one who could carry the weight, the one who could see the light even when it was hidden. The darkness taught you about boundaries, about what you would and would not allow. It taught you about self-worth, because when you have nothing else, you have yourself. And you learned that you are enough, more than enough. You are a force, a gentle, powerful force. The mission continues, but the battleground has shifted. It's no longer outside, it's within. And the power you've cultivated, the power born of struggle, the power that understands sacrifice, that is the power you bring to the world now. A world that desperately needs your light, your hard-won peace, your unwavering hope. The war is over, but your purpose has just begun. You are the victory. You are the light. Let the world feel the power of your spirit, the spirit that refused to be extinguished, the spirit that chose life, that chose love, that chose victory. This is your inheritance, your legacy, the power forged in the dark, now illuminating the world. You are a testament, a living, breathing testament to the strength of the human soul, to the undeniable power of hope, to the ultimate triumph of good. Your spiritual mission is clear: to embody this victory, to share this light, to remind everyone that even in the deepest despair, victory is possible, transformation is inevitable, and the power within is limitless. You have earned this peace. Cherish it, protect it, and let it guide you. The war is over. Your time to shine has arrived. The final shot, a single bullet. It pierced the veil. Darkness fractured. Light exploded. You stood in the silence. The echoes of battle faded. Only the hum remained, a divine resonance. This was not an end. It was a beginning. You remember the nights, endless, cold, the weight of the world on your shoulders. Doubt was a constant companion, fear a chilling whisper. You were tested, stripped bare, every weakness exposed, every flaw magnified. But in that crucible, something shifted, something awakened. A fire ignited deep within. It burned through the shadows. It forged an unyielding strength. You discovered power you never knew you possessed. Power born from resilience. Power honed by adversity. The scars you carry are not marks of defeat. They are emblems of survival. They tell a story of a warrior who refused to break, who rose from the ashes, who faced the abyss and found the light. This spiritual mission, it was never about fighting external battles alone. It was about confronting the darkness within, taming the inner demons, reclaiming your sovereignty. Each trial was a lesson, each setback a catalyst for growth. You learned to harness your emotions, to channel your pain into purpose, to transform your wounds into wisdom. The storms raged, but you found your anchor. You discovered your unshakable core. They tried to break you. They threw everything they had, but they underestimated your spirit. They didn't realize the source of your power. It was not external. It was divine. It was you. You are a vessel, a conduit, for a force greater than any army, a force of pure love, of unwavering truth. This force has guided you, protected you, empowered you. The darkness was a teacher, a harsh one, yes, but a necessary one. It showed you what you were made of. It revealed the diamond hidden within the rough. You emerged polished, refined, radiant. This inner power, it's not a weapon, it's a shield. It's not a means of control. It's a source of liberation. It allows you to stand tall, unwavering, in the face of any challenge. You have walked through the fire, and you have not been consumed. You have emerged transformed, a beacon of hope, a testament to the human spirit. The war is over. The external battles have ceased, but the internal war has reached its crescendo, and you have won. You have achieved a profound victory, a victory of the soul. This is the power you have cultivated, the power that resides within you. It is the power of knowing, the power of being, the power of absolute love. You are no longer defined by the struggles. You are defined by your triumph, your resilience, your unwavering spirit. This is your moment, your victory lap. Walk in this power. Embrace this light. You have earned this peace. You have earned this freedom. The mission continues.